Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video on Boy. In this video, I want to talk about the problems in Type Soul. Even after these recent updates, there has still been a lot of problems. Obviously the game is in a better state, but there's still some issues. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. If you guys end up enjoying it, like and subscribe. My current goal is 25,000 subscribers. And also join my Discord. As I said at the beginning, I am giving away 2 true hard threads, so join for those. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing that I want to mention is going to be balancing and kind of meta. Because you guys might have seen my video yesterday where I said that nothing has changed in this update. And yeah, pretty much nothing has changed in this update. The meta is still the same exact meta. They didn't really change anything. They introduced some new stuff, but that new stuff wasn't good enough to replace current meta. And they did change Death Flare and Gehenna. Like, I was noticing it a little bit. I know inside my video, like, I said that it was barely noticeable. It is still barely noticeable. But I still hopped off Hakuda just because it was boring as hell to play. But yeah, in my opinion, the update really didn't do anything. But the other main issue with these balance patches, with these updates and everything that we have been getting, is they nerf one meta to just introduce a new meta. So like what they did was nerf, I think lightning, and then everyone just hopped to something else. Like, there's always going to be something broken in this game until they actually fully balance it. And to fully balance it, it will take like 2 to 3 months. Because the way that they're doing it is balancing like 1 to 2 playstyles at a time. They're like nerfing fire, and then the next update they'll nerf lightning and wind. So they'll just take forever to actually nerf everything. But yeah, pretty much every single time they try to change meta by nerfing one thing, a new meta just gets introduced every single time. It has never failed. Like, people were saying Hakuda was terrible, and then they nerf every other playstyle, and now Hakuda was like the best thing inside the game. Everyone was running it. Everyone still does run it because it's low-key still a little brain dead. It's very easy to parry, but it doesn't really matter when all you need is 2 to 3 combos and the person's dead. Like, Hakuda's damage is the problem. I don't know when they'll realize that it's not the combos. If they can't parry it, then they can't parry it. Like, they just suck at the game. They need to like reduce the actual damage. That's the only problem with Hakuda, is how much damage it does. Because I'm telling you, it's like 2 or 3 combos and then the person's dead. So yeah. But the other issues was the boss raid thing. That was honestly the core of me making this video, was a boss raid thing earlier, I think yesterday. And really still throughout today, because they really aren't fixed yet. So basically, if you guys don't already know, boss raids came out. Everyone was abusing, I think, the wrong Keto, just killing it in like literally milliseconds. So they nerfed that for it. And then, what's it called? Everyone was abusing the 20 wind method, which basically just gave their teammates auto parry. They would go as a healer, heal them when they got low, and just cycle through 2 DPSs. It was a really good meta, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, pretty much what they did to change that was remove Discord, remove the healing circle, and remove a whole shrift. They removed a whole shrift. You couldn't use wind inside boss raid. I believe they gave all of that back, but it doesn't really matter because now there's a new cheese which you can kill it even faster. I don't know that cheese. I have not been playing it ever since they made the original changes, because me, Torgy, and someone else went in there after they gave everything back. The only thing that they didn't give back was the wind shrift. So they gave back the healing moves, and then basically what they did was, make it so you can't get out of combat inside the boss raids. I don't know if you still do get out of combat or not, but when I was playing it, you literally could not get out of combat. I don't know if it was a bug, I don't know if it was what, but we tried like 9 times, and we cannot get out of combat. So basically what they were trying to do was remove healers, and then they made it so you have to have a healer. Then making it so you can't get out of combat makes it so you have to run a healer. I don't know if you still do get out of combat or not. But yeah, pretty much that was the biggest complaint for me. But I know a lot of other people were really mad that they removed the healing moves, that they would remove the wind shrift. I still don't know if the wind shrift is inside the game, but pretty much the boss raid game mode, they just don't know what they want to do with it. Their excuse for removing stuff from it was the bosses are meant to be hard. When the Almighty boss is literally like one of the easiest things that I've ever fought inside this game. The only hard ones are Stark and the other one, Head Captain, which are both technically soloable. I know a YouTuber that posted a video of him soloing all of them, but like it probably took him like 50 attempts per boss, other than Almighty, because Almighty is actually the freest kill that I've ever seen. And then they plan to introduce like 3 more bosses as well. Please balance the first bosses before, you know, you introduce 3 more. The problem wasn't that people were cheesing it with, you know, the auto parry and all that. The problem was you overtuned the bosses to make people cheese it. I guarantee you nobody wanted to give their friend auto parry and heal them. I guarantee you they all just wanted to fight it, but you made it so hard that they had to run healers. And then, you know, obviously the other issue where, you know, commons inside this game are literally better than the legendaries. That's the next thing that we're going to talk about. Commons inside this game are like, I don't know if they're overtuned or legendaries and mythicals are just undertuned. You guys might have seen recently the Twinsies got the balance, you know, a mythical. And yeah, it's worse than Basby. It is worse than Heat. And probably Thunder as well. It's like one of the worst things inside the whole game, unless if you're playing Clan Wars. And the only good legendary for Twinsies right now, I believe, is Superstar. And that's because it's probably overtuned. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets nerfed, because they just want Twinsies to actually just not be able to play the game. If you are a Twinsie, let me know if your race feels playable right now, because from my perspective as an Arankar, it does not seem like Twinsies are playable right now. Every single Twinsie I know has swapped to a different race, just because, you know, they're making it unplayable. Like, balance is buns, just everything about that. And then they nerfed Light really hard. So their mythicals aren't mythicals. They're just like rares, because they're basically as strong as the rares. Spirit and Devil are rares and way stronger than Light. And then same for Twinsies. Like, Superstar's a legendary, way stronger than Balance, which is a mythical. Basby or Heat is a common, and it's way stronger than the Balance. So yeah, I really don't know. All I'm saying is that Bone is stronger than every single other res inside the game, and they have not touched it at all. Like, Bone is actually brain dead, and they just haven't touched it. Not even looked at it. I don't know, like, what they're doing. I don't know if they want it to be like that on purpose, where they want people to use commons over legendaries. In my opinion, like, the way I see it is it's legendary for a reason. It's supposed to be at least a little bit stronger than everything else. But in this case, for this game, it seems like the commons are stronger than everything else. I mean, that's how it was inside some other games that I played that were like original CC games, like OP&D and like, you know, some other games like that. But yeah, for this game, I don't think that's what they were really going for. So why is Bone still brain dead? Why is Storm so brain dead? And yet we have things like Volcania and Ardante as legendary, because Bone is better than basically every single legendary. And for Twinsies, like, literally Heat is basically better than everything else. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on the game right now. You guys can feel free to leave your own problems that you guys have with the game. Those were kind of just the big ones for me. I really don't know why commons are better than basically every other rare thing inside the game. I don't know why they can't just let people play boss raids how they want people to play boss raids. Like, just let people play your game. Literally, the player base went down by like 10,000 after that. And then whatever the hell I said at the start, I don't even remember anymore. I really don't play this game that much anymore, because ranked just simply does not work, and that's only like the real fun game mode. But you guys can feel free to leave your own thoughts inside the comments. That's it for me. If you guys ended up enjoying it, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.